Hollywood loves a good stereotype. We often categorize our stars, the action hero, the comedic relief, the dramatic ingenue. And sometimes we mistake the role for the person. We see a celebrity playing a goofy idiot or a clumsy buffoon, and we assume the person behind the mask is just as simple. But what if the biggest secret in Tinseltown isn't a hidden affair or a massive financial scandal, but a mind so sharp, so powerful, it could solve global problems instead of just starring in blockbuster movies? This is Behind the Lights, and today, we are pulling back the velvet curtain on the true geniuses of the entertainment world. These are the people whose resumes look less like headshots and more like Nobel Prize nominations. They are the actors, comedians, and directors who operate on a cognitive level that most of us can only dream of reaching. They possess IQs that challenge the limits of statistical probability and hold degrees from institutions like Harvard, Oxford, and MIT, credentials they rarely flaunt, choosing instead to channel that immense brainpower into the unpredictable chaos of show business. Take, for example, the beloved, largely nonverbal slapstick character, Mr. Bean. A man seemingly disconnected from reality, capable only of generating elaborate physical disasters. Yet, the man who created and perfected that persona holds a master's degree in electrical engineering from Oxford. That is the kind of shocking, awkward, cognitive dissonance we are here to explore. Today, we count down the top 5 smartest celebrities in Hollywood. We are judging them not just on rumors, but on verifiable, academic, and professional proof. The degrees, the scholarships, the documented IQ scores, and the demonstrated genius that exists beneath the surface of their public image. We are counting down from the astonishing to the absolutely mind-blowing. Prepare to have your perception of celebrity shattered, because the people who bring you the most dazzling, ridiculous entertainment are often the ones who could be designing the next generation of spacecraft. And kicking off our list is a late-night icon whose wit is not the product of a writing room, but a truly formidable Harvard-honed intellect. Top 5. Conan O'Brien, the late-night polymath. At the number 5 spot, we have a man who has made a career out of his self-deprecating humor, his boundless energy, and an ability to make comedy out of absolutely anything. Conan O'Brien. For 30 years, O'Brien has been a cornerstone of late-night television, a relentless, quick-witted, ad-libbing host who has navigated the tumultuous waters of broadcast entertainment. But his success is not merely due to charisma. It's rooted in a truly exceptional intellect. Conan O'Brien's academic background is legendary, even by celebrity standards. He didn't just attend Harvard University, he flourished. He graduated magna cum laude with high honors in 1985, concentrating in history and literature. His senior thesis was a staggering 72-page masterpiece titled Literary Proletariat in the United States, 1951,981, analyzing complex social and cultural shifts through the lens of literature. This was not the work of a student coasting on fame. It was the intense, detailed, and rigorous output of a top scholar. But the genius of O'Brien is in the application of his intellect. It wasn't just about the piece of paper. It was about the analytical power the education provided. After Harvard, O'Brien landed a spot in one of the most intellectually demanding writing rooms in television history, Saturday Night Live. His contributions were quick, sharp, and incisive. This led to his most notable early writing job as a staff writer for The Simpsons, arguably one of the most culturally significant and sophisticated comedies ever produced. O'Brien is credited with writing iconic episodes like Marge vs. The Monorail, an episode celebrated for its dizzying structure, witty dialogue, and satirical depth, all hallmarks of a truly gifted writer. When he took over the late-night desk in 1993, his intellectual rigor became his greatest tool. Hosting a live talk show for thousands of hours is one of the most demanding cognitive tasks in show business. You must process information instantly, pivot dialogue, and maintain control of a conversation, all while being profoundly funny. His estimated IQ is often placed around 160, a genius-level score that puts him in the same bracket as Stephen Hawking and Albert Einstein. The genius of Conan O'Brien is not just the punchline, it's the speed and depth of the thought process behind it. He can take a random, awkward moment from a guest, instantly analyze its comedic potential, and fire back a hilarious, multi-layered response, often incorporating esoteric references that his Harvard background equipped him with. While other hosts may rely on cue cards and predictable jokes, Conan's longevity and brilliance stem from an ability to write, edit, and deliver sophisticated comedy in real time, every single night. He is the walking, talking embodiment of the high-level student who chose comedy as his medium, and his success proves that in the entertainment industry, having an enormous brain is the ultimate advantage. Now, if you thought a late-night host with a Harvard degree was impressive, wait until you hear about our number 4 spot. This is a celebrity who actually stopped being an actor to go back to school and earn a degree in pure, hard science, and then came back to Hollywood to play a scientist. It's the kind of full-circle story that only a true polymath could achieve. Top 4. Mayim Bialik, from Blossom to Brains. Moving to the number 4 spot, we find the incredible story of Mayim Bialik, a celebrity whose journey perfectly encapsulates the conflict between the glitz of Hollywood and the gravitational pull of academia. Unlike many on this list who found fame and then revealed their secret academic past, Bialik was famous, stepped away to achieve her academic dreams, and then returned to fame by playing a role that mirrored her real-life achievement. Mayim Bialik first achieved household recognition as the titular character in the early 90-second sitcom, Blossom. While the show was a success, Bialik harbored a far deeper interest in the world of biology and medicine. In a move almost unheard of for a successful child actor, she paused her career to pursue her academic passion. Bialik was accepted into the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, one of the world's most prestigious public universities, where she received her B.S. degree in neuroscience, minoring in Hebrew and Jewish studies. That in itself is a remarkable achievement for anyone. But she didn't stop there. She continued her studies at UCLA, successfully earning a Ph.D. in neuroscience in 2007. Her doctoral thesis was focused on Prader-Willi syndrome, specifically investigating hypothalamic regulation in the disorder. This is not casual learning. This is deep, specialized, high-level scientific research. The cognitive flexibility required to pivot from memorizing sitcom scripts to conducting complex research on the human brain is simply staggering. Bialik's achievement proves that her intelligence is not theoretical. It is applied and peer-reviewed by the scientific community. The ultimate twist of fate and genius arrived when Bialik returned to television and accepted the role of Dr. Amy Farrah Fowler on The Big Bang Theory. A character who, like Bialik, was a neuroscientist. This was a case of life imitating art, imitating life, where the actor didn't just understand the scientific jargon, she understood the complex intellectual framework, the professional etiquette, and the intense focus of a high-level academic. Her presence on the show provided countless awkward moments for the TBBT cast, as she often had to correct technical errors in the scripts, ensuring the science remained as accurate as possible. She wasn't just reading lines, she was fact-checking. This unique combination of high-level science and mainstream fame places Mayim Bialik firmly in the upper echelon of Hollywood's smartest. She provides undeniable proof that genius can wear many hats, a bright, floppy 90 seconds one, and a serious academic mortarboard. But now, we move from the cerebral scientist to a man known almost entirely for his physical prowess, a towering figure of action cinema who harbors a secret that would shock even his most devoted fans. Get ready for a major collision of brains and brawn at our number 3 spot. Top 3. Dolph Lundgren. Brawn, brains, and the Fulbright. Our list often highlights the unexpected juxtaposition of celebrity image and reality. But perhaps no one embodies this more dramatically than the man who occupies the number 3 position, Dolph Lundgren. To millions, Lundgren is the towering, imposing figure who defined 80 seconds action cinema, most famously as the formidable Soviet boxer Ivan Drago in Rocky IV. His on-screen persona is powerful, often silent, and decidedly focused on physical destruction. The reality, however, is that Dolph Lundgren possesses one of the most intellectually distinguished backgrounds in Hollywood history. Born Hans Lundgren in Sweden, he is a man of truly exceptional cognitive gifts, frequently cited with an IQ of around 160, the genius threshold. His academic career is dizzying. He began with a master's degree in chemical engineering from the prestigious University of Sydney. This is a field that demands extraordinary mathematical ability, rigorous analytical thinking, and a mastery of complex processes. While he was pursuing this highly specialized degree, he also spent time at the Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm. But the most compelling chapter of his academic story involves his acceptance of a highly competitive Fulbright scholarship to the world-renowned Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. This scholarship is awarded based on exceptional academic merit and is one of the highest honors a student can receive. In a move that defines Hollywood cognitive dissonance, Lundgren arrived in Boston, ready to begin his doctoral studies in engineering at MIT, only to meet the singer Grace Jones. He ended up abandoning the Fulbright scholarship and the path to scientific greatness to pursue acting and modeling. The sacrifice of a guaranteed, high-level scientific career for the sheer uncertainty of show business is an awkward moment of decision-making that fascinates the public. He essentially walked away from a path that would have placed him at the forefront of chemical innovation to become one of the greatest on-screen antagonists of his generation. His engineering background subtly informs his work. The precision, the physical discipline, and the focus he brings to his action roles are all rooted in the rigorous structure of his scientific education. Dolph Lundgren is not just an actor who happens to be smart. He is a professional engineer who chose to spend his life playing massive monosyllabic figures, proving that the distance between a complex chemical equation and a perfect right hook might be shorter than we think. Now, prepare for a transition that is even more jarring. We are moving from the controlled precision of a chemical engineer to the utterly unpredictable, chaotic world of slapstick comedy. Our number 2 spot belongs to a man who used a deep understanding of electrical systems to create one of the most famous and silent idiots in entertainment history. Top 2. Rowan Atkinson, the silent genius. Landing firmly in the number 2 spot is a man whose name is synonymous with universal visual comedy, Rowan Atkinson. It is one of the most remarkable contradictions on this list because the character that made him globally famous, Mr. Bean, is practically the opposite of genius, an adult with the social understanding of a child, trapped in a relentless cycle of self-inflicted, often awkward chaos. Yet, Atkinson's intellectual pedigree is impeccable, placing him among the most highly educated performers in history. He holds a degree in electrical and electronic engineering from Newcastle University and went on to complete a Master of Science, MSc, in electrical engineering from the Queen's College, Oxford. Think about that for a moment. Electrical engineering is a field built on flawless logic, complex mathematics, and an intimate understanding of systems and physics. It demands a level of cognitive discipline and abstract reasoning that is worlds away from the loose, improvised world of physical comedy. His master's thesis, published in 1978, even focused on the application of self-tuning control systems, a highly specialized topic requiring immense intellectual horsepower. But here is where the genius truly shines. His engineering background is precisely what made Mr. Bean work. Slapstick comedy, especially of the silent variety that Atkinson perfected, is essentially an exercise in practical physics and structural timing. You cannot simply act like an idiot. You must precisely engineer the moment of the disaster. As an engineer, Atkinson has an innate understanding of cause and effect, of spatial relationships, and of mechanical failure. When Mr. Bean tries to cheat on an exam or attempts to drive his car from a chair on the roof, the sequence of events is designed with mathematical precision. His genius is in using his immense intellect to reverse engineer human stupidity, taking complex concepts like engineering and applying their structure to the purest form of visual absurdity. The creation of Mr. Bean, a character so internationally successful he requires no translation, was developed while Atkinson was studying for his master's degree at Oxford. The world's most famous idiot was literally born in the halls of an academic elite as a kind of highbrow intellectual challenge. Rowan Atkinson is the embodiment of controlled chaos. He possesses a cognitive command that allows him to appear utterly out of control, while in reality, every glance, every movement, and every spectacular blunder is calculated to the millisecond. If we think of Hollywood as an enormous machine, Atkinson is the one actor who could actually draw the schematics for it. Now we arrive at the peak of our countdown. For this final spot, we go beyond academic degrees and prestigious scholarships and into the rarefied air of a truly documented, near impossible level of raw brainpower. This is the man whose intellect is often cited as being higher than that of Albert Einstein. Top 1. James Woods, the unmatched intellect. At the pinnacle of our list, holding the #1 spot for the smartest celebrity in Hollywood, is the veteran actor James Woods. While his contemporary public profile often involves controversy, the documentation of his early academic life paints the picture of a true, once-in-a-generation genius, a mind so powerful, so uniquely gifted, that his decision to abandon science for acting remains the biggest what-if story in Tinseltown history. The metrics are astounding. Woods reportedly scored a near-perfect 1,579 out of 1,600 on his SATs during the era when the test was almost exclusively a measure of verbal and mathematical reasoning. This score placed him in the 99th percentile globally. Furthermore, Woods has a reported IQ that is frequently cited in the range of 180 to 184. To put this in perspective, an IQ of 180 is not just genius level, it is categorized as profoundly gifted. An IQ of 160, the genius threshold, is statistically rare. An IQ of 180 is a literal anomaly, placing him statistically among the 1 in 20 million rarest minds on the planet. His academic achievements reflect this raw power. Woods received a full scholarship to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, where he enrolled in political science, having initially intended to become an eye surgeon. While at MIT, he was also actively taking advanced linear algebra courses at UCLA, demonstrating an insatiable appetite for complex learning. But Woods, just one semester shy of graduating from the world's foremost technical university, made the monumental decision to drop out and move to New York to pursue acting. The sheer scale of that choice, rejecting a guaranteed path to scientific or political eminence for the chaotic, unstable profession of acting, is arguably the most shocking and awkward moment on our entire list. It's the ultimate statement that pure intellect can be channeled into any pursuit, no matter how frivolous it may seem. Woods' career, which has spanned decades with iconic roles in films like The Onion Field and Salvador, is marked by an intensity, a verbal precision, and an often intimidating gravitas. Whether playing the calculated villain or the razor-sharp legal mind, the audience sees a man who is always 3 steps ahead of everyone else in the scene. That is not just acting. That is the application of a profoundly high-functioning intellect to the craft of performance. James Woods, the man who was academically equipped to revolutionize theoretical physics or lead a nation, chose instead to bring complex human characters to life. He sits at the peak of our countdown, reminding us that in the glitzy, surface-level world of Hollywood, the most dazzling star is often the one whose light is generated by the enormous engine of a true, genius-level mind. We began this journey by exploring the great deception of Hollywood, the notion that celebrity is purely about looks or luck. What we discovered is a hidden constellation of minds whose cognitive power rivals the world's leading scientists, engineers, and academics. Our top 5 smartest celebrities in Hollywood, from the Harvard-honed wit of Conan O'Brien to the doctoral brilliance of Mayim Bialik, the engineering discipline of Dolph Lundgren, the calculated comedy of Rowan Atkinson, and the profound, unparalleled genius of James Woods, all serve as a vital reminder. The key takeaway here is the concept of cognitive liquidity. These individuals were not trapped by their degrees or their IQ scores. They used their immense intellectual capacity to master the craft of performance. Whether it's memorizing a script, improvising a joke, understanding the complex emotional architecture of a character, or simply navigating the volatile business of fame, their genius provided them with an unbeatable competitive advantage. They proved that a sharp mind is the most versatile tool in any profession. It is easy to focus on the scandals and the slip-ups, the awkward moments that define so much of celebrity culture. But the truth is, the people behind the lights are often operating on a level of sophistication we never fully appreciate. Their true genius is not that they became actors, but that they chose the difficult, beautiful, and demanding challenge of using their extraordinary minds to simply entertain us. What celebrity do you think we missed on our list? Let us know in the comments below. If you were shocked by the degrees and IQs on this countdown, hit the like button and subscribe to Behind the Lights for more deep dive analyses that uncover the hidden truths behind the biggest names in entertainment. And make sure to ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next expose on the scandals and secrets of Hollywood. Thanks for watching.